tag podcast. A tag podcast. Maybe I'm not quite the target audience for this tag because I'm not a full-time creator or a creator that is making money from their creations. But as a long-time fan of Leena, I wanted to jump on this tag and spread it in any way that I could. And the intersection of tech and art and / culture is something that I am interested in anyway. So without any further ado, on to the tag questions. Do you spend time researching algorithms and what they want? I do not spend time researching algorithms and what they want. But it's not to say that I rule it out. I'm in a position where I'm making just for the fun of it and for the purpose of just making things. I'm not even remotely close to making money off what I am producing and putting online, but I can envisage a time in the future where I have improved my craft to the point where pursuing mild internet fame is interesting to me, and at that point I might aim to appease the algorithms. Does it affect what you make? Not now, no. But similar to the previous question, I can see a time when I might. Finn McEntee from the Punk Rock MBA talks about how to make content to appease the algorithm to a certain degree, but also to please the actual people who do see your content. So I can imagine I would take tips from him. What would you make if there were no restraints? I'd imagine it to be pretty similar to what I'm making now. One of the best parts of having basically no viewers or listeners is the freedom to make whatever you want with no rhyme or reasoning, no audience expecting a similar experience week after week, just getting to play around and experiment. So largely, I am making it with no restraints. If we start talking about money and time, and there not being coronavirus in the world, then I would really love to build a team and make a great podcast in the vein of Reply All from Given It Media, something on that level of quality with that level of production value that can keep coming out on a consistent time frame. If you were told you couldn't upload for 6 months, but it would not affect your wage or views, what would you do instead? I don't know. In actuality, I'd probably play a lot more video games, watch a lot more YouTube videos, and listen to a lot more podcasts, and that's what's happened in the past when I'm not making things. So I imagine the same would be true in the future. In a more idealised world, I'd like to hope that I would continue to be writing and improve my skills in writing and creating things, maybe helping others to create things. I hope I would use the internet and courses to improve my skills so that when I could start uploading again, the quality of what I produced would be much higher than when I left it. But yeah, overall, I'd like to try and better myself so I could come back and be a better creator in basically every way. But whether that would actually happen is a different matter. What's the best thing the algorithm has suggested to you / discovered through computer suggestion? It really depends on your definition of best. By one definition, the one that had the largest impact on my life, the best thing I found via the algorithm would be the Vlogbrothers. Truly the centerpiece of my personal YouTube and, at this point, podcast ecosystem. I can't really remember exactly how I came across them, but from them, their collaborations, their recommendations, and all that feeding into the algorithm led me to the wonderful collection of thoughtful and interesting creators that I now follow. Every Vlogbrother video is still appointment viewing for me. Each one a perfect encapsulation of what online video is capable of. They are a true pillar of the online video community and have done and continue to do so much good. It's difficult to remember individual amazing things that the algorithm has suggested to me, but Jack Saint's video about the film Sky High really stands out. Give it and him a watch. Also, this 80s remix of Numb by Linkin Park, which is A, perfectly done, and B, extremely on brand for me. What's the best thing you discovered through human suggestion? Again, this is really hard to remember specific instances, but I think a big shout out has to go to Evan Edinger and his YouTuber Valentine's Day videos that introduced me to so many new creators. Earlier iterations of this are so completely broken due to the annotations going away on YouTube, but the 2018 version still appears to be intact. But maybe that's cheating. So I'll say the best thing for me personally was getting recommended the podcast Reply All, which I think is the closest thing to a perfect podcast that there is. High praise, I know. Please go give it a listen if you haven't already. A good recent episode to start with would be number 158, The Case of the Missing Hit. what's a better way the algorithm could work? I haven't given this tons of thought, to be honest, and like Leena, I don't have a lot of knowledge about how algorithms actually work. But I do really like the idea of curators that you could follow. Maybe they could be people who you already knew, or maybe just staff at YouTube, for example, who cover specific areas. Personally, I'd like to have people like Hank and John Green and Roman Mars as my personal curators. I'm pretty sure I'd enjoy almost anything they recommended. The online video game store, Steam, has a curator section where you can get recommended games to play. A lot of these creators that I recognise are video game publications like PC Gamer or Metacritic, and they provide a little review and whether they recommend or don't recommend each game, so I think something like that could work. But there is something like intangible that I don't really think the computers can capture. Like, there are only so many ways I can show my appreciation for a video that the computer can pick up on. A computer is not going to know that I've been thinking about a video every waking moment after first watching it, or how a video might have radically changed my view of something. Maybe there needs to be a super like function, where once a day maybe you could super like a video to show the algorithm that you really liked something. I don't know, it's a difficult problem, no doubt. How can people support your work outside of the algorithm? You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at nevetslt. Hit me up if you want to collaborate on any products, or follow my blog, which is stephenlemontree.blogspot.com. If you have the need of a podcast host, podcast producer, or editor, or someone who can write words good, I'm your man. Send an email to nevetslt@gmail.com. Do you support other creators' work, and if so, who? I support the Voices of Wrestling podcast, my friend Ryan Spark and Leena, the creator of this tech, all on Patreon. I'll try and do the good old-fashioned shout-out or personal recommendation to promote them that way. And where I can, I'll like to contribute to crowdfunding campaigns or crowdsource content, but, I recognise there's always more that I could be doing. I'll provide a link to Leena's video at the start of this tag in the description, and encourage you to join in and do your own response. This episode was written and produced by me, Stephen Lemontree. Our outro music is Simplicity by Macroform Music. If you ever want to contact us, you can do so on Instagram and Twitter at nevetslt, or email nevetslt@gmail.com. That's NEVETSLT. Life is being able to reply mood to any occurrence. We'll see you next week.